Is the Seattle real estate market dead? Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk about just that, so stay tuned. Hey everyone, I'm Bryce Greenleaf, a local real estate agent here in the greater Seattle area. If this is your first time checking out one of my videos on the channel here, feel free to subscribe. I love helping you guys out when you're moving over here, or for those of you that already live in the Seattle metro, looking to purchase a home in this area, more than happy to help you out with that process, so feel free to contact me here at my info on the screen. But like I said, on today's video, I'm going to talk about the Seattle real estate market. You've probably seen a lot of different headlines that the market's completely slowing down. You know, the last 2 years, if you've paid attention, which most people have, the last 2 years has been absolutely crazy when it came to price escalations and bidding wars and things that buyers were doing in order to get into a home. Most homes had 5 to 10 to 15, if not 20 offers on them. And we're going way over list price. People were paying over appraisal price just to get into homes. It was absolutely crazy the last 2 years in the real estate market. Well, in the last few months, that has all completely changed and come, some people say crashing down. Now, there's a lot of, fear mongering and headlines that'll kind of make you jump out of your seat on what's actually happening in the real estate market right now. You need to know what the truth is, what's really happening, what kind of shift is taking place, and not be too scared of where we're going based on where we've been. So like I said, the last 2 years, absolutely crazy. It's almost made people think that that's normal, and now we're heading into a very uncertain and unstable time for the real estate market. While some of that can be true, we're also heading into a market that is much more quote-unquote normal. The last 2 years, what we experienced, we have never in the history of real estate sales seen anything like that. Now we're heading back into a market that is more normal, where you can still do your inspections on homes, where you're not having to waive them just to get into a house, where you can do an appraisal. You're not having to waive your appraisal just to get into a house like it was very common the last 2 years. Where you're not having to come $100,000 over listing price where you've had to in the last 2 years on a lot of homes. All of that is pretty much gone, and we're heading into more of a normal and a little bit more of a buyer-friendly real estate market. Now, we know a big reason for that is because of interest rates. Interest rates have gone, up quite a bit. I mean, we're talking from this time last year, your interest rate has almost doubled. Your rates are getting close to 6% now. They're right around 6% for the national average. Last year people were getting in the mid threes. So your rates have almost doubled. So your buying power, if you are a buyer that's going into this market, your buying power has gone down a lot from last year. So that is the negative side to this, of what's happening in the real estate market right now. Now, the flip side to that is buyers have much more leverage and much more opportunity. So you're not going to be going in on a home and there's going to be 10 offers on it, right? A lot of my clients are going in on homes and they are the only offer on that home. So you potentially can get places under list price now. You can get sellers to help pay for your concessions, pay for your closing costs. So there's so much more that has opened up for buyers in this market when it comes to the amount of leverage they have and what they can negotiate in these, offer situations. Now, I want to look at some of the stats with you to kind of show you what's been happening the last couple of months, and then kind of see where we might be going from here. So first stat we want to look at is the median home price, both in King and Snohomish County here. You can see over the last month, we have actually gone down in median home price. Right now, Snohomish County median home price is $790,000. That is down from last month, which was at $807,000. Right now in King County, median home price is $935,000. Months before, in May, it was $1 million. So home prices are actually going down. This is an indication of no more bidding wars. People aren't going crazy on homes anymore. So we're starting to see these average and median home prices fall a little bit. Now let's look at another important stat here. This is new listings. How many new homes are coming on the market on a monthly basis? In Snohomish County, 1,742 new homes in June of 2022. That's up from 1,628 the month before. So we're actually have seen an increase in inventory here, along with a decrease in home prices. You're seeing an increase in inventory. We're currently at 3,975 in the month of June for new listings. That is up from 3,659 the month before in May. So again, More inventory went on the market in June than it did in May. And the last stat here we're gonna look at is the pending sales. So pending sales are down. In Snohomish County, we're at 931 this month. That's down from 1,140 the month before. King County is even more drastic. 2,079 pending sales in the month of June. The month before in May, we were just over 2,600 pending sales. So you're talking almost 600 pending sales less in June than there were in May. So we look at all these statistics. These are three very important things to look at, and we can see more inventory, less homes going pending. Homes are going, they're going pending for much closer to list price than they have previously in the last 2 years. This plays into no more bidding wars. Buyers have more leverage. So if you're a buyer in this market, that's the plus side to you. You don't have to compete nearly as much on homes anymore, and the stats show it here that we're actually falling in median home prices here on the monthly basis as we start moving through the year. Now we'll see if this trend continues through the year, if we're gonna keep falling, or if we're just experiencing a little bit of a correction here, and then we're gonna get a little bit more stable where prices plateau or they increase at a more stable rate, 5 to 10% annually, which is what we would expect in a much more stable market. Now, what interest rates continue to do through the year is gonna play into this. Of course, it's impossible to predict what rates are gonna do. Some say rates are really at their peak right now, and we may stay here for a little bit, and then eventually rates will start going back down. We'll see what actually happens. If rates continue to go up, you're gonna see these numbers continue to be more dramatic with less and less pending sales, less and less competition, because there will be less buyers out in the marketplace. If rates, stay where they are, or go down a little bit, we're probably gonna see a relatively stable market, a very buyer-friendly market, but not a terrible time to sell your house either. Of course, if you compare it to the last 2 years, you're not getting as much for your home as you would have the last 2 years, or as much competition, as many offers on that home. So it's more important to prepare your home properly when you're going to sell it. For those of you that are considering selling your home in the Seattle metro area here in the near future, you got to make sure you're going to do a good job of preparing that home, partnering up with the right agent to get that sold for you. But, my personal take on this as we move through the end of the year here is we'll continue to see more of the same of what we're seeing right now. Many homes that get 1 or 2 or 3 offers, some that won't sell within the first week or two and will continue to be on the market for 3 or 4 weeks, and more leverage and opportunity for home buyers. Now, the big overarching question that people want to know and fear mongers will throw out there is the market going to crash? Or is everything going to come down? Is this a terrible time to buy a house because you're going to lose all of your equity once the market crashes? Personal opinion, and supported by a lot of data and facts, is there's nothing to show that the real estate market is going to crash specifically. Now, just because we go into an economic recession does not mean a fall in home prices. That's something that's very, very important for you to remember. There have been historically many recessions economically. More than half of them, the majority of them, home prices have actually not fallen by a drastic amount or at all. Of course, we saw that in 2008 where home prices just absolutely collapsed. The entire real estate market collapsed, but that's because that recession was driven by real estate, by the subprime mortgage crisis. We don't have subprime mortgage issues these days, so that is not what's going on, and we will not expect something like that to take place. So if you're out there and you're saying, hey, I'm gonna wait for the real estate market to completely crash in order to buy a house, and I'm gonna get it for 50 cents on the dollar, I wouldn't hold your breath. I don't think there's any way that anything like that happens. We'll see as we continue through the year if prices will fall off a little bit and then kind of regain, or if we're just gonna start going at a much more healthy 5 to 10% annual appreciation here in home values. But that's more along the lines of what we would expect through this time right now. If you have any questions on the Seattle real estate market, you're looking to enter the market here and potentially purchase a home or sell a home here in the Seattle metro area, and you need some help through that, like I said, feel free to reach out to me here. Be more than happy to guide you through that process, but I appreciate you watching this one.